IVM.
Hello and welcome to the Habit Coach Podcast, the bite-sized podcast filled with quick and easy actionable habits. Remember, great habits create that awesome life. I am Ashdin Doctor, your habit coach. And today's not so fun fact of the day has to do with childhood obesity. Did you know that in America, 18% of the children under the age of 4 are obese? And this is a very scary statistic because if by the age of 4 you have obesity, imagine what's going to happen as the children start growing up. And this conversation is not about fat shaming or that fat people are bad. No. This conversation is about health. There's a direct relationship between obesity and all sorts of health issues, right from heart disease to fatty liver to diabetes. And apart from this, another big issue is the drop in immunity as one gets older and obese. None of these immunity boosting pills that you pop are going to help you out. The lifestyle changes are essential. And these lifestyle changes are what make you or break you. Unfortunately, we are so inundated with misinformation. Let's look at the immunity story. To boost our immunity, we are first told to drink what? Orange juice for its vitamin C. Now, coming back to our not so fun fact of the day, did you know what was the one primary cause of that children's obesity? The drinks that they were having, and in particular, the consumption of fruit juice. There was a direct correlation between fruit juice consumption and obesity. And I'm not linking any of these case studies here or any of the studies that were conducted because the internet is full of them. You can choose which source you would like to believe. The one I'm currently talking about was from the National Library of Medicine. And the article here makes a case to remove 100% fruit juices from children's diets. Alright? They're talking about those pure 100% fruit juices, not even those fruit concentrates or those fake fruit juices that we see. Now, keep in mind that they're talking about this 100% fruit juice, no added sweeteners. And many of the fruit juices we consume have added sweeteners in them. We have to read the label. So why does that 100% fruit juice need to go? Well, there are multiple answers to that. Firstly, if something has no added sugar and it's still sweet, it means that it was too sweet to begin with, which is why they didn't need to add any more sugar. So it is already sweet. It already has enough sugar in it. The second reason that these 100% fruit juices are avoidable is that they are sugar and vitamins without the fiber. Now, fiber is what slows down the absorption of sugar into the bloodstream. The body cannot handle so much sugar coming in so fast, and hence it gets shuttled around and finally damages the liver. And this is why these kids not only were obese, but also had fatty liver. This form of fatty liver is called non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. And this is the same issue as alcoholics have, except this is caused by fructose. Finally, fruit juice is also a major contributor to tooth decay. The sugar damages the teeth and hence children have issues with their dental hygiene. In countries where the medical and dental is free, childhood tooth decay is becoming a big burden to the economy. Now, I know all of this might come as a shock to you. Okay? It came as a big surprise to me too. I always believed that I was doing the healthy thing by pouring myself a big glass of juice every morning. And sometimes 1.5 glasses because I thought it was healthy for me. And this was way back when I used to weigh 90 kilos and was super unhealthy. The funny thing was that I was unhealthy doing all the things that people told me were healthy. Like choosing juice instead of a soft drink, having cornflakes instead of having a big greasy breakfast. While on this podcast, I have used children as an example to drive home the point, juice has a similar effect on us as adults. Not only should we stop giving juice to our kids, but we should also stop consuming it as well. If you want the nutrients from it, have the whole fruit instead, as that has the fiber and will slow down the absorption. So your simple habit starts by just throwing away the juice that you have at home. Don't have it if someone offers you juice, and finally, sell off that stupid juicer that you bought. Instead, learn to eat, chew, and enjoy your fruit. it will be much healthier in the long run. And this is especially true if you have obesity or a fatty liver. Try avoiding the juice. And remember, none of this is medical advice. So don't rely on this if you already have a medical condition or are on medication. Add it as a lifestyle change and see what happens. So start these habits and share with us your progress using the hashtag #TheHabitCoach. If you like this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on social media. We are at IVM Podcasts on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to reach out to me, I am Ashdin Doc on Twitter and Instagram. You can find lots more information on my website, awesome180.com, or check out different content on my YouTube channel called AWESOME180. That's Awesome180.
I hope you enjoyed that show. If you aren't following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcasts on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. It's been a really, really great week on the network. Let me make a couple of recommendations to you guys. Agla Station Adulthood, they have an extraordinary episode on relationships. Ritasha and Ayushi, as always, do a bang-up job. I think you'll really enjoy that conversation. Check out Edges and Sledges, where DJ Ashwin and Varun have been talking to fans from different IPL teams on every episode. It's a really, really interesting project they've taken on during the course of the IPL. And as it comes to a conclusion, I'm sure you'll love to hear their thoughts on the tournament as a whole. I want to mention Uncle Please Sit. They had a really great episode which dove into why is pollution so bad. And I think that given the circumstances we're dealing with right now, it makes a ton of sense to listen to that. Cyrus had a really great week on his show as well. On the Monday episode, he spoke to Raj and DK about all kinds of stuff. He was in one of their early movies. Definitely a fun conversation. Do check that out. And finally, let me talk to you about the Wire Talks with Siddharth Bhatia. We're very excited about this show. On the first episode, Jairam Ramesh is there having conversation with Siddharth Bhatia about the legacy of Indira Gandhi. I think you will really, really get something out of this. Do give it a listen. And with that, I hope to see you again next week.
Are you looking for India's most awesome cricket podcast? Are you now tired of listening to the same old guys drone on about cricket everywhere? Edges and Sledges is a weekly cricket podcast hosted by three fans of the game, Varun, DJ, and myself, Ashwin. It was established in early 2018, has over 60 episodes now, and is of course now proud to be on the IVM Podcast Network. Each week, we get together from three different time zones, the USA, the UK, and Singapore, and we talk about things from the world of cricket, with a focus on Indian cricket. We often interview special guests from all around the world, including former cricketers and cricket media personalities. So check out Edges and Sledges, the cricket podcast, now on the IVM Network.